Hello, and welcome back to Mindfully Rich Podcast, your weekly look at life and finances with a twist where we talk about improving your overall relationship with money and building better financial habits. On each episode, I'll discuss real life situations and give y'all practical advice. The point of this podcast is to help you stay in your financial lane so you won't end up broke. I'm the creator and host, Richie. Now, let's jump into today's conversation. What's up, y'all? I'm back. As I said, this week you will be getting 5 episodes. Yes, 1 episode a day in my new holiday series. Last year I did 2 episodes. This year I'm giving y'all 5. That's right. I'm coming with a vengeance. All right. And so today our conversation will be centered around preparing your holiday season food preparations. Okay. Where all my chefs at out there, because I'm that person who hosts Thanksgiving. I'm that person that hosts Christmas dinners. I celebrate Christmas, so you finna hear Christmas on this podcast. Child, I cannot do it with the people who are like, holiday. I get it. Yes, it's a lot of different holidays. I celebrate Christmas, so you're gonna hear me say Christmas here. I host Christmas, all right? And because I have experience in the hosting realm, I know how expensive it can be. Y'all, let me take y'all back to my childhood, okay? Growing up in Chicago, my grandparents, they would host Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, right? And so I would be over there to the house. Now, I'm an only child, so me and my mama, we would go over there, right? So this was my mom's parents. My mom had 2 brothers, and they have kids. We also have, my grandmother was one of 9 children, right? So she had sisters and brothers, they families, family friends, okay? And my grandparents' house was like 1,000 square feet, all right? And at any given point in time during whatever holiday dinner we there for, right? We there most of the day, all right? So we eating all day. And it's like 20 something people at any given time at my grandparents' house, right? That's a lot. So back in the day, I didn't think nothing of all the food that I was eating all day at my grandparents' house. And then I would see so many people coming in and out, and I never thought anything of it until I became the person who hosts those holidays. And I got to see how much food really costs. Okay. Food expensive. All right. And so I don't know. I don't know about y'all. All right. This episode is needed because if you are the one who's going to be hosting, I want to make sure that I'm giving you some tips so that you can plan out your dinners accordingly and save money, and also give you some options, give you some alternatives just in case you can't afford to host. Because if you can't, check this out. That's a lot of food. That's a lot of money that you're going to be spending. All right. And so once again, this is going to be for all my people who are hosting holiday dinners. That could be dinners, lunches, whatever it is that y'all doing. All right. However y'all get down. All right. Because food is hella pricey. And I'm in California and I know just how expensive food get. So let's go ahead and jump into these tips. Tip number 1, you got to know which holidays you're preparing meals for, then set a budget. Yes, and most of the things you're going to hear me talk about, I'm going to talk about budgets, because you got to start with how much you can afford. You do not work backwards. You start with how much you can afford, because that way you know what you can spend and what you can't spend. When you know, I only got $100 to spend for this dinner, right? That means you limited on what it is that you're going to be able to purchase for this dinner. And you got to be real strategic. Look, strategic. I can't even say the words. Be real strategic in picking the items that you're going to get. You're going to want to get the best buys. That means you can't be all at the expensive stores. All right. Tip number 2, after you know how much you can afford to spend for your holiday meals, you then need to create your menu. And when you creating the menu, you need to make sure you got the meats, the sides, the desserts, the libations, whatever condiments you need. If you buying paper plates, cups, etc., all of that stuff need to be listed down. All right. Knowing what you need, this is going to help you so you don't forget nothing. All right. I get so tired. Every holiday, it feels like there's something that feels like it's missing, right? Whether I need more brown sugar or I need some more eggs, I run out of something. All right. This is the year that I've told myself no holiday runs. I'm so passionate about this right now is because I've done enough holiday runs in the past that I don't want y'all to have to do them. All right. Because it's something about trying to make holiday runs on actual Thanksgiving, on actual Christmas, on actual New Year's that seem to cost you way more money because you have to go to about 2-3 different stores to find the one thing that you're looking for because most of the time it's already out. I don't want y'all to have to go through that. All right. So you want to make sure that you have everything listed out for your menu and anything else that's needed. All right. Another reason why you want to make sure that you're doing that is because you want to price everything out so you can see how much everything costs. We are so blessed to live in a time now where we got the Instacarts and you can go to, tons of stores through Instacart. Price your food. Go on there, set up, put everything that's on your menu in there at whatever your grocery store of choice is so you can see how much all of those items are going to cost you. I'm preparing dinner. I'm hosting Thanksgiving here at my house. So it's going to be my kids and it's going to be my friends. And because I know that I need to first see how much everything is going to be, I priced it out. And when I priced it out, I saw just to make one of the dishes is $15. And that's mac and cheese. Y'all probably don't know this. Some of y'all know. My chefs out there, y'all know. Okay, I'm probably talking to my audience who do know at this point. All right, and so when you making macaroni and cheese, I had to put the elbows on there, the condensed milk, the sour cream, the eggs, the butter, the 3 different cheeses that I'm going to make. All of that was about $15.02. So it's important to price out everything because you don't know how much your dishes cost until you price it out. And you have to price it out in the amount of portions that you're going to need. I don't know how many people you invited, how many people plan on coming to your house for dinner. Remember, I was telling y'all about back in the day in Chicago at my grandparents' house, it used to be tons of people. All right. I still don't know to this day because my grandparents wasn't rich people, but they had enough food, it felt like, to feed a nation. Okay. With all the people that came over there and we had leftovers. Okay, so I don't know how they did that. That ain't how it's going in the rich house, okay? We may have leftovers for one day, but that's something you want to make sure that you're planning out. If you want leftovers for up to 3 days, because after 3 days, that's it, y'all. That's it. Throw that food out. That is it. It is a wrap. You do not, you look, you do not want leftover food after 3 days, okay? That's it. 3 days may be a bit much. I believe Plies did a video on this. I can't remember the day mark. Okay, don't quote me. It may be 2 days. Okay, who knows? All right. But if you want to have leftovers, make sure you're getting enough food that you're going to be able to have those leftovers and pricing it out. There's too many apps. You can go to your grocery store of choice. You can price it out so that way you know exactly how much you will spend. And that goes into tip number 3. Make updates as needed. After you price it out on, say, go through Instacart and you go to, say, a Safeway. I'm going to name my hometown store back in Chicago, a Jewel's, Costco, Sam's, wherever it is that you're pricing this out. If you price it out because you were thinking you got a bit overzealous thinking, oh, I'm going to get all of these things, right? And you now see that the price is too expensive. Now it's time for you to make those updates. All right. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Because I spent so much money in November, in the last episode, I talked about why. All right. Because I spent so much money in November, this was almost gonna be a taco Thanksgiving. Okay. I kid you not. Laugh if you won't. All right. Tacos are cheap to make. All right. And I was like, look, y'all, tacos is what Thanksgiving may be giving. All right. It may have been that. But what happened was I talked to my friends. I also had my friends that said, we'll put in some money. So with them putting in money, That helped tremendously. So that way I don't have to bear all of that cost. And that's what it's about. Pricing out everything that you're going to get and making adjustments accordingly. If you got to cut back, if it got to be a taco Thanksgiving for you, guess what? It's a taco Thanksgiving. Tacos hella good. All right. So don't nobody go and talk about tacos. Even if it's on Thanksgiving, y'all eating. The point of Thanksgiving is to be thankful. All right. Even if it's on, say, Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, right? I normally like to do seafood for Christmas. But guess what? I can't do seafood for a whole bunch of people because I like king crab. King crab is super expensive just for 3 little claws. So I know I can't host something with a whole bunch of people without there being some type of cost associated for everybody to put in. Because I'm doing okay, but I ain't doing that great that I'm going to pay for seafood for everybody. So I'm giving you examples because I want y'all to get what I'm putting down. So make the adjustments that need to be made. If you see this is going to be too pricey after you're in tip number 2 and you pricing it out, maybe you want to do a potluck. Maybe you want to have people bring the dishes because, look, you didn't already got the menu together. You didn't set out what the meat's going to look like, the size, the desserts, anything else, the libations, whatever that is. You can make it a potluck, right? But I understand this because I'm one of those people. I don't like everybody cooking. I get it. You can now ask people, hey, if you contribute, see how many people you're going to have. Split that cost up amongst everybody, or just put it out there where people can donate, or let everybody know the truth. I'm not going to be able to cook because I saw that the price is going to be too expensive. So if y'all still want to come over here, I can still cook, but I'm going to need y'all to put in whatever it is that you need to do to make this comfortable for you, because I can't stress this enough. You got to live after this holiday season. So whether you hosting Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever it is, okay? And if I miss one, if you doing that, all right, you don't want to go broke because being broke ain't cute, especially just for you to look good to host something. All right, that's one thing I want you to keep in mind. Yes, we want to have fun this holiday season. We want to be around the people that we love, but we don't want to go broke trying to overbuy groceries. And food is one of those places where a lot of people overspend. I'm one of those people. This is still something that I am trying to be delivered from. All right. And so I want you to remember the real reason for the season. Don't overspend. Plan out. I'm telling you, the more you plan, the more strategic you get with planning out what it is that you're going to do for these meals, the more you will be in line with your budget and how much you can afford and ultimately save money. Don't wait, go to the store and get there. Now you're surprised at what the cost is going to be. Price out everything you need to price out before you even get there. Know your menu. Know how many people you need to feed. Make adjustments. All of the tips that I just gave you, they will help you with preparing your holiday meals. All right, y'all. So hopefully this has given you some new perspective and it is valuable to you for those of my chefs out there who will be preparing the meals. And if you listen to this episode and you going somewhere and they hosting, send this episode over to them or just send this out in general. All right. We got 3 more episodes coming up this week, and I just want to thank y'all for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for just listening to Mindfully Rich Podcast. I appreciate y'all. And so don't forget to check me out on my social media platform of choice, which is IG. I'm at mindfully_rich_podcast. And I want y'all to live life mindfully, intentionally, and on purpose. And until next time, when I hit y'all with another one.